I am Carla Rothen, and I am the Executive Director of Stonewall Columbus. Welcome to City Hall. First tonight, what we would like to do is take a moment of silence, as this is the first anniversary of the Pulse nightclub tragedy. Thank you. You know, last year we held a vigil at Goodale Park on this actual day. Everybody marched on over there, and where we always march when there's something that goes wrong, we always go to Goodale Park and hang out at that gazebo. But one thing that was really interesting is after we left the gazebo, we went to Union Restaurant, and we tied ribbons all over Union, and there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in the street. And Linda and I walk into Union Restaurant, and there's Mayor Ginther hanging out with a couple of friends at the restaurant. And so Linda goes, "There's the mayor. There's Mayor Ginther over there." I said, "Let's go say hi." So we go over, and she's like, Mayor, what are you doing in here?" She's like, "I wanted to get something to eat." And she's like, "Well, yeah, it's nice to see you here." So we go back to our table, and I think we were probably still a little bit off and a little bit in shock, but she's like, Carla, you know why he did that? You know why he's here, don't you? He's showing us that he's not afraid. He's not afraid to be in our bar. He's not going to back down." I said, "That's right. That's who he is." You know, this is a time in our history like no other. All of our values, as we know it, that we hold dear in Columbus and all over the world, seem to have been shaken to the core. Human rights, refugees' lives, safety, Mother Earth, all of it. All of it seems to be shaken up, like one of those little holiday globes with all the little flecks in it, and you shake it up and then everything's just floating in the air. And every single day, it seems, that something happens, right? But through it all, and just when you think the world's in chaos once again, there's a news release from our mayor's office, an executive order today, support for a resolution today, a calm in the storm. And what it says to us as a community is, oh no. This is not going to happen here in Columbus. This is not going to fly here. We do not treat people this way here. And it comes from the top. Thank you, Mayor, for always having our back, for making statements when we need to hear them the most, and for always being the greatest leader in the greatest city in the entire world. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Andrew J. Ginther.
Thank you. What a great night in the city of Columbus. A great summer night and a great night for us to come together, to celebrate, to light up the night in the great rainbow colors that mean so much to all of us in this great city. You know, that night at Union, Carla, I have to admit, was a great night for many reasons, including the Cavaliers winning that night. So it sounds like we ought to get back to Union to start the greatest comeback in NBA history for the Cavaliers. But you're right, it was to send a message to everyone in this community. How we live and how we lead and what we believe in. And so I'm thrilled to be with you here tonight. I want to give a special shout out to someone you know very, very well, that's very dear to me, and worked so hard on putting this evening together. And I know It breaks her heart not to be here in person, but I know I can feel her spirit. Kimber Perfect, my Deputy Chief of Staff for Communications, she's an incredible advocate of the LGBTQ community and an important part of our team, and I know she's with us in spirit. As you all have noticed, the lights are coming up rainbow here at City Hall. By the time we are done here tonight, they will be shining in full force, sending a message to this community, to this state, to the country, and to the world that America's opportunity city cannot reach our full potential until we're America's equal opportunity city. And that's much like Pride Month. We kicked things off with the Human Rights Campaign Gala a few weeks ago. Tonight we're lighting up downtown, and Saturday we'll march in the biggest Pride parade in the Midwest right here in Columbus. We're particularly excited about this year's Pride celebration because we're moving it back downtown to Bicentennial and Genoa Parks, right here in the center of our beautiful city. This is one of my favorite times of year because it represents everything I love about Columbus. Its vibrancy, openness, diversity. We're a smart and open community on the move and becoming an international city where everyone, regardless of where they're from, where they were born, what language they speak, what God they believe in, are safe and welcome here in the city of Columbus. We've come a long way. We have come a long way in assuring everyone equal rights and dignity of expression. We still have so much more work to do. And I am honored to be here tonight joining my great partners from Columbus City Council, Councilmember Hardin, President Pro Tem Tyson, Councilmember Mitch Brown. I know Councilmember Stinziano is hiding over here, and so many other great folks that are here. I'm going to call up my great friend and partner, Councilmember Shannon Hardin, for a special presentation and unveiling, and Ms. Carla.
Uh-oh.
It's official. So if you get lost this weekend in downtown, you'll know where to go.
That's great. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
You got it. Probably put one of those up front.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mayor Ginther. Happy Pride, Columbus. You can feel the energy in the air throughout the community. You can sense it. You can we're getting palpable about this weekend and all that it will bring for our community. The hundreds of thousands of people that will flood into Central Ohio to celebrate diversity and inclusion here in this city. We are certainly excited. I want to acknowledge again my colleagues on Columbus City Council, President Pro Tem Priscilla Tyson, Councilmember Mitch Brown, and Councilmember Mike Stenziano. So tonight we come together to celebrate diversity, and our commitment to inclusivity. Just one indicator of our city, how inclusive our city is the HRC Municipal Equality Index. And I can remember not too long ago when we didn't always have a perfect score. But it was probably 4 or 5 years ago when I was still working in the mayor's office under Coleman, and they sent us a letter. It said that you had received an 88 on your HRC Municipal Equality Index. And I took it to the mayor and said, well, we got a B plus. And I was actually kind of happy about that. And he said, if you don't call them back and figure out what we need to do to get it right. And since there, because of the leadership of Mayor Coleman, continued by Mayor Andrew Ginther, and then supported by council members like Councilmember Tyson and Brown, we have had 100% municipal equality index ever since. And that should be celebrated. I also serve as chair of the Neighborhoods Department on council, which is hosting tonight's events. And so I would like to recognize Director Carla Williams Scott and her team who supported and helped pull this event together. And so we're going to have a good evening. And like Mayor Ginther said, by the end of this evening, you will see the reflection of our community, the reflection of our diversity on the walls of City Hall. But next, I would like to call up my good friend, Ms. Chris Kozad, to continue with the presentations.
Good evening, everyone. Mayor Ginther, members of council, Shannon, thank you so much for being here. In 1969, 48 years ago, on a summer evening not unlike tonight, in New York City, the Butch Dykes and the drag queens had had enough, and they fought back. 3 nights of rioting ensued outside the Stonewall Inn in Greenwich Village. And that was the birth of the modern gay rights movement. Pride commemorates those events and that time. 36 years ago, in 1981, Jerry Falwell and the moral majority planned a trip to Columbus to organize this city as their next stronghold. Stonewall was formed in response to that visit, which never happened, by the way. And in June of the next year, 1982, a handful of brave folks, many of them with bags on their head and under disguise, took to the streets of Columbus for our very first Gay Pride March. One year ago tonight, June 12th, 2016, a man armed with an assault rifle opened fire inside Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida. He killed 49 people and wounded 58 others. The deadliest hate crime and mass shooting in U.S. history. And that is a night that struck fear and still strikes fear in the heart of every LGBT person. So to have our mayor in our bar on that very night is an amazing gift to the LGBT folks of Columbus. Hate and violence are at the very core of our movement, the heart of our struggle, the root of why we do what we do. We fear for our safety and our lives every day. We cringe at the hateful rhetoric that is spewed by the right in this country, fearing that their words will incite violence against us. Their vitriol giving tacit permission to those who hate us to act on that hate. Our young LGBTQ brothers and sisters are bullied in school every day. Desperation, shame, and fear are their constant companions. They are ending their own lives in staggering numbers. Transgender women of color are at the highest risk of violence of any single demographic group. Violence and hate surround our community daily. We are not safe and we are not equal. And yet, the city of Columbus passionately embraces our community. Our mayor, our council are here for us. They have over the years afforded us the best protections a city can give to its LGBTQ residents. The city puts their money where their mouth is. They fund our organizations. Stonewall, Bravo, Equitas, Kaleidoscope all benefit from city dollars. The City of Columbus, Mayor Ginther, and our council have our backs and have for many years. Lighting City Hall in rainbow colors. Wow. It's symbolic, absolutely. It's beautiful. It's fun. But the most important thing is that it sends a powerful message, as the mayor said, to the city, to our community, to the state, and to the world, that we are valued here, that we are welcome as a part of this city, a city that celebrates its diversity, and a city that celebrates with us. But don't forget, we are not safe, and we are not equal. We have made great strides, but the fight isn't over. Until we can walk the streets without fear of attack, we are still second-class citizens. Until our kids are safe in schools, we are still second-class citizens. Until homophobia and transphobia and gay bashing are wiped from the slate of our collective media experience, we are still second-class citizens. Until those who spout hate are silenced once and for all, we are still second-class citizens. We're not finished. Our work is not finished. Pride and violence are inseparably linked to each other and to our movement. Tonight we honor and remember the victims and survivors of Pulse nightclub. Tonight we honor the victims and survivors of anti-LGBT violence right here in Columbus. But tonight we also thank our city and our elected officials for their steadfast support. Tonight we celebrate Columbus, and that Columbus is such a great place to be LGBTQ. Tonight we kick off Pride. Tonight we celebrate who we are. Tonight that we celebrate that in Columbus, love trumps hate. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure you're sick of me already. She's been up there twice. I'm here just to talk a little bit about Pride this year, so that everybody knows. Probably everybody's like, that hasn't been here before is like, what is this? What's this little sign, right? Well, this is what we're calling this street over here now. So when you walk out, I believe it's up, right? It says Stonewall Pride Lane, and it will be up there all month. So we are so grateful for that. You know, I always say, Mayor, we had a gay street. What are you doing? But thank you so very, very, very much. I also want to talk about Pride, June 15th this year, because we're doing a big event at the Southern Theater. 16th and 17th, the festival. Our Grand Marshals this year is not a person. In lieu of that, we said we're going to honor a community. We're going to honor some folks that we actually have programs for at the center, and that is our LGBTQ refugees and all of our refugees that are here in Columbus. They will be riding on a float. I would be remiss if I did not thank Director Tony Collins and his team, Jason Nicholson and that group. They are outstanding to work with. And I'm so glad that Chris talked about violence today, but we really have been working very, very hard on security, especially this year, because we had a lot more notice than we did last year when this happened. And I talked to Chief Jacobs today. We feel really good. We've had so many bicycle police officers sign up. We have double the amount that we even requested because they're volunteering to work that day. So we're so grateful for that. And the team of the Sheriff's Department, Homeland Security, FBI, everybody that's working together to coordinate these safe efforts. We are so very grateful. So please, come out, 10:30 a.m. We're going to step that parade off at Goodale and High, and we're going to march right down the middle of High Street to Broad, right in the center of our city, and we're going to have a big, big party down there at Genoa. and Bicentennial Park. So I just wanted to give you that information. Go to columbuspride.org or call me, and we'll have a beer and have a big time. Now, it is my honor to bring it back Councilman Hardin and, of course, Steven Shallabarger to give out our awards today. So, Steven, so good to see you.
Thank you again, Carla. Wanted to pull up the committee that helped us select our Steve Shallabarger Award recipient award winners this year. Tonight we have the pleasure of presenting the second annual Steven Shallabarger Illuminator Award. The Illuminator Award was created to recognize an individual within the Columbus community who has demonstrated outstanding initiative to promote LGBTQ rights and, in doing so, has created a more inclusive Columbus. Last year, Mayor Ginther and I presented this award to Mr. Steve Shallabarger for all he has done for our community. And right after we presented him the award, we named the award after him. Steve, representing the selection committee, would you say a few words about what this award means to our community?
Sure. First of all, it is a little weird having your name on an award. And I told Shannon last year after he told me that they were doing this, I said, just as long as it doesn't say Memorial Award. So we'll hope that that's a long way down the road. This has been wonderful. It's been a wonderful experience, and I thank you to the city and to council for establishing this award. I think it's really important for the community to recognize people who have done so much. And in this particular case, they put out the word and asked people to make nominations. We had 9 amazing nominations. There could have been many more. Everyone was deserving. So it was a tough deal. And I would ask people who made those nominations, make them again next year, please. We want nominations because we need to recognize the people that have really done so much to make this city so wonderful, because the groundwork was laid before, as much as we appreciate the mayor and council, but the groundwork was laid even before by a lot of people who worked and strived and sacrificed, sometimes really tough sacrifice, to lay that groundwork so that the city was ready for it. So we're thrilled. We're happy to be here. MJ, Joel Diaz, and I had the difficult task of sorting through the nominations. And again, I encourage everybody to remember next year we will need more nominees.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Shallabarger, for all you've done. Before we present the awards, can I ask Mayor Ginther and my council colleagues to come up as we present the awards to the recipients? And Director Williams, Carla Scott. This year's selection committee agreed that it would be suitable to present not one, but 2 Illuminator Awards to these 2 community leaders. I am proud to present this year's Steven Shallabarger Illuminator Award to Gloria McCauley and Linda Schuler. Miss Gloria McCauley is the founder and leader of the Buckeye Regional Anti-Violence Organization, or BRAVO. BRAVO works to eliminate violence perpetuated on the LGBTQ community through education, advocacy, violence documentation, and survivor services. It is our pleasure to present this award to Miss Gloria, and we can come down. You can.
Thank you for everything you have done for the GLBT community in this town for many, many years.
Yeah, decades. When I got the phone call last week from Councilmember Shannon Hardin, I was a little taken aback, and about 10 minutes later, I was talking to Aaron on Bravo's staff, and I said, I'm not sure why. It's either because of longevity or because I'm so darn stubborn. But I think we all need to be stubborn or have what I call the justice gene, where you see injustice, make it right. Thank you.
And you'll see why, or we all know here, why it was such an easy decision to not just have one recipient, but have two, because I think these two women, if you think about it, Ms. Gloria has worked very hard out for many years, for decades, fighting on our behalf. Then you couple that with the next person who has volunteered her time for many, 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 many years, and making sure that we are all able to come together and to celebrate as one community. Someone who also used to be a City of Columbus employee. All right. That Wrecking Parks. Ms. Linda Schuler, chair of the Stonewall Columbus Pride Parade, has been the driving organizational force behind the annual event for the past 20 years. Behind the scenes, Linda has paved the way for the inclusion of the LGBTQ community in Columbus. Ms. Linda Schuler.
Thank you so much for selecting me for the committee. Mayor Ginther, council members, honored guests, friends. What an honor it is to receive the Steve Shallabarger Award from Steve Shallabarger. But you know, this award means a lot to me because we have such a dynamic community. And as I look out here, I see Gloria, who's done so much for the community. And I see so many of you standing out here that have taken small steps. Maybe you had a little background voice like me, took small steps, but somehow together we have become one of the greatest LGBTQ communities in this nation. In 1997, it was kind of my turn to step up. And I have to tell you, I was a little bit of a reluctant activist. But Carla, of course, stepped up with me, and with two friends, we stepped off Columbus Pride in 1997. 2 lines, 2 blocks, one park between Buttles and Russell. This year, I have the honor of stepping off our Pride Parade. We'll be out and proud in the center of the heart of the Short North, and we will be stepping off 240 units. And I'm proud to say, I think this year we may have a larger parade than Chicago, making us the largest pride in the Midwest. Small steps, and that's why I want to say to you, small steps and the background voice. I just want to say a little bit about our community center too. I was on the board when we decided to buy the community center. Now, Susan Joseph, she was really a wonderful leader on that board, and she made the motion to buy that building. But I seconded the motion in my little background voice, and we fought like heck, and the yeses won, and we bought that building. This year, 2 years ago, Tom Grody and Mary Jo Hudson said, you know, that building's getting a little dilapidated. It doesn't really reflect the thriving community here in Columbus. We need a better center, and this year at the Pride Brunch, they will be working toward presenting that beautiful thought, that beautiful new building on High Street, where we will thrive as a community. Because with all of you taking small steps in your background voice, we are one of the greatest communities, LGBT communities in the United States, and I am so proud to be a member of this community.
Again, thank you all for joining us this evening on behalf of our mayor, city council, and the Department of Neighborhoods. Thank you for joining us. And now I'd ask for the male gay chorus to close us out.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Tim Sarseny, and I am proud to be the artistic director of the Columbus Gay Men's Chorus.
Is Mitch staying the same?
As we get ready, I want to just give you a little information about the song we're singing tonight. We're singing Over the Rainbow, and it's a song we all know very, very well. But last summer, we were getting ready for a show called Finding Oz, where we did a lot of music from The Wizard of Oz and other Oz shows. And we were rehearsing this song, and when the Pulse nightclub tragedy happened, the next rehearsal, when we sang this, it took on such a different meaning. Well, you really pay attention to the lyrics. As singers, when we pick songs for the chorus especially, we pick songs that lyrics that speak to our mission, speak to our struggle, and to give us support. So we decided to, tonight to sing this song. We all know the chorus part, somewhere over the rainbow, we all know that part. But we don't know the verse. And back in the time when these songs were written, there was a verse ahead of the chorus that kind of set the mood. And I want to read those lyrics to you. We will sing them. When all the world is a hopeless jumble, and the raindrops tumble all around, heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane to a place behind the sun, just a step beyond the rain. Our soloist is Sean Boley.
Someday I'll wish
Beyond the rainbow.
Just again, let's give another round of applause for Gay Men's Chorus. That was beautiful. Now we always try to time this so that it will be dark by the end of our presentation. We have pulled it out a little longer, but I really do encourage you to stay. When it is dark and you get to see these pillars illuminated behind us, it really is something. Let's use this light to remind us of the diversity and the inclusion that we all celebrate in this community. I encourage you to stay, take pictures, celebrate the two Shallabarger recipients again, Ms. Gloria McCauley and Ms. Linda Schuler. And on behalf of all the citizens of Columbus, certainly Columbus City Council, Mayor Ginther, happy Pride, Columbus.